jizya is there. Your prophet said it. And I quoted it last week, and I'll quote it again. This is what your prophet said about the ayah. Sahih Bukhari,
Yes.
book 55, chapter 88.
Yeah.
You didn't respond to this last week. All you said was, oh, you didn't read the one before and you didn't read the one after. Expose me if I'm wrong, yeah?
Okay.
Your prophet
I'm
said,
not interested in that.
my livelihood is under the shade of my spear. Violence again. And he who disobeys my orders will be humiliated by paying the jizya. So jizya was for humiliation. It's a money-making scheme for Muhammad himself. It's got nothing to do, because the Romans were fighting me, that's why I'm going to fight you and make you pay jizya.
Okay.
So respond to this, what your prophet said, and respond to what Ibn Kathir said about as well.
Okay.
Don't move and dash and give us long lecture of nothingness.
No long lecture.
I'm waiting.
Now, do you still believe that the Romans were attacking the Muslims or not?
No. I don't believe
So I lied.
said that.
I lied throughout.
The Romans never attacked Muhammad. It doesn't say.
I just gave references. I said Bukhari. I said
Bukhari.
yes. I said in Bukhari.
Listen,
there's a report.
Come and say Bukhari. Anyone can say Bukhari.
Okay.
Numbers. Yes. Bukhari has volumes.
Okay. No problem.
Which volume is it?
Right now.
Which chapter
right
is it?
Now. Well,
Which number is it?
Let's bury that.
I'm giving you the number here.
Let's bury that. Let's bury that.
Bukhari 5588.
Wait. It's coming up now.
Jizya's for humiliation.
It's coming up now. Coming up now.
Actually, can we move back a little? Because we're too close to the camera. Just a little. I mean, I've got so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hit the nail on the head. We're gonna bury this argument once and for all. Okay? That Romans were not threatening Muslims, okay, or attacking Muslims, Wait.
He said I showed you Bukhari.
Bukhari.
He's actually going to it now. You can't find it. I'm telling you, you won't find it.
If I find it, then what? You're gonna look like a fool. You're gonna look like a fool.
The Romans attacked Muhammad.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Yes, the Romans were threatening Muslims.
Okay.
Right.
No,
attack and threat. Okay, it shouldn't be threatening. It should be attack. I've already given you the reference. I've told you.
You said attack.
Okay. Wait.
You're on video. You said attack. So show me.
Okay. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold. Right. Are we listening? Are we ready for the shock? Are we ready for the lies? Yeah. Bukhari. Yes.
Chapter, number, please.
I'll give you right now. Bukhari.
Because you got a deal with what Muhammad.
Bukhari. Volume 6. Book 60. Hadith 435. And if you really want to find it quicker, just type Bukhari Hadith 4913. Sahih al-Bukhari. You want me to read it in Arabic or English?
The audience are English there, I think.
Okay. In case you say, oh, this is a lie. No, in case you say this is a lie. Yeah, okay. I have now given the reference. It's a very long hadith, and I'm going to read from the part where Umar clearly states. What is he stating? Okay, have you found it?
Have I found it? I'm not looking for it.
Oh, I thought you were looking for it. Okay, no problem. I'm looking for the bit I want to read. It's a very long report.
No problem. We've got time.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he doesn't have time. Can you be quick, please? So is that. We need soccer films, man. Be quick, please. He doesn't have time.
Yeah, I am being quick. Wait.
Yeah, please. By the way, he also needs to respond to Sahih al-Bukhari 5588.
Yeah, of course. No. At that time, I had a friend from the Ansar. Umar is saying, and this is Bukhari. I've given the reference. It's a long hadith. You want to read the full report? I've given the reference. Go and read the full report. Now, this is the part we're concerned with. At that time, I had a friend from the Ansar who used to bring news from the Prophet in case of my absence. And I used to bring him the news if he was absent. In those days, we were afraid of one of the kings of Ghassan tribe. We heard that he intended to move and attack us. So fear filled our hearts because of that. One day my Ansari friend unexpectedly knocked at my door and said, "Open, open." I said, "Has the king of Ghassan come?" He said, "No, but something worse. Allah's messenger has isolated himself from his wives." And then the list goes on, the hadith goes on. So the point here is Umar bin Khattab is testifying to the fact that we were being threatened by the Ghassan. Who are the Ghassan now? Who are the Ghassan?
You're moving somewhere else.
Wait.
We're talking about Surah 929.
Yes,
Jizya payment, brother. Why are we paying jizya?
My brother. Are you serious?
No, show me.
Okay, before I pulled out Bukhari, what was his question? Can anyone tell me? What was his question? Show me where the Romans were attacking or threatening. Yes?
And what's the premise of that?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I feel sorry for Christians.
Surah 929 about paying jizya. That's the premise.
I'm on. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, of course, this is too academic for them. They don't want to know. These are Christian missionaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
They are more
That's why
interested.
you can't respond when Muhammad said jizya's for humiliation.
Okay.
You can't respond to that. Oh, I am not academic.
Okay.
I'm giving you all sources.
Daniel, to be academic. Yeah. Okay. First, Daniel questioned me. Show me where the Romans were attacking the Muslims.
What was the premise on that?
Okay.
The premise is jizya.
Wait, no. Did you? Okay, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. We're coming to jizya.
No, I didn't get it.
Daniel, now do you believe that Muslims were being threatened and were in a threat of attack?
No.
From the Romans?
No. Do you know why? Shall I tell you why? Because Surah 929
yes, fine,
and this one are two different contexts.
No problem.
He's lying to you.
No problem.
And you listen to this guy.
Okay, Daniel.
He lies and lies again.
Are you finished?
Where is the jizya payments?
Okay.
Show me.
Now let's talk about it.
What proof did he show me?
All I have to...
Listen, I'll ask you Muslims, you're listening, what proof did he show me? Tell me.
Just read it out to you.
You tell me, what did he say? You don't know. You're listening, but you don't know. You're just nodding.
What did I read? What did I read?
Did he read on jizya? Did he read that the Romans attacked him on jizya?
Okay, no, the problem is you're jumping from question to question.
No, I didn't jump.
Okay. Wait.
Was on jizya.
Daniel, I'm coming to jizya. Daniel, I'm not running anywhere. I'm going to stay here. Even if it takes another hour, I'm going to continue with this discussion so that your audiences can see for the future, not to believe these liars. You want to know about Islam? Come to us. We will explain the context, and we don't lie.
And we will lie to you. That's what you should say.
You think people are stupid? They can't see what's happening here? Okay.
They can see you're lying.
Okay. I'm lying. Again, you accuse me of lying. On what? I'm lying on what? Okay. What am I lying about now? Twice he said that to me.
Let me explain.
What am I lying about?
This is going on vicious circle. The debate
of course
was
it's going
on
in circle.
Jizya, the reason why you pay jizya, yeah?
Okay.
And then he pulled out a reference on Sahih al-Bukhari. It's got nothing to do with jizya.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Why would
I am debating you on why you pay jizya.
Okay.
On Surah 929.
Okay. Daniel,
where the Romans
before I pulled out Bukhari, what question did you ask me? Honestly, let your audience know that you are honest.
I am telling them. I'm telling them.
What question did you ask me?
The question is, where does it say the Romans came to attack Muhammad?
Yes.
And that question is founded.
And Daniel,
founded on Surah 929,
yes,
which is paying the jizya.
Good. Now we're talking. First question you asked me, show me where the Romans were attacking the Muslims, where they were threatening. That was the question I was addressing. You did not ask me about jizya at that time.
Excuse me?
Wait.
Whoa.
Wait.
Why did I read what Muhammad said about jizya then?
Can I finish?
Why did he cut the video?
Wait. We went through that.
You can't even debate. Your janazah has been done, so don't come back.
Daniel, come back.
Adnan, I'm very clear as crystal, yeah? I read what jizya is for, what Muhammad said.
Why am I showing you?
Show me.
Why did the question of Romans come up in the first place? It's a very important question.
29:29.
My claim was,
Because Ibn Kathir says
initially,
Muhammad called
Daniel, if I
Romans.
can't finish what I'm saying, how are we going to have a discussion? Yeah, I'll let you talk. Okay. The question here is, why is Daniel so concerned about jizya? He made himself very clear. Jizya is for humiliating. Jizya is for humiliating. Jizya is for those people who do not believe in Allah and His Messenger. Jizya is for those people, and the only purpose is to kill them because they don't believe. That's what that's your main thesis, right?
That's not me. That's what your sources say.
No problem. I'm trying to understand.
That's what Ibn Kathir
Daniel,
says.
I'm trying to understand your thesis.
Yeah. That's not my thesis. It's your thesis.
No, it's not our thesis. Daniel, you are reading. You're reading your conditioning and your brainwashing into our sources. I am trying to understand your reasoning. Okay, Daniel, what's your thesis? What's your thesis? We are commanded to fight by Allah people just because they don't believe, and then charge them jizya for humiliation. That's your thesis.
That's what your That's what your prophet said.
No, okay, no problem. But is that what you're arguing?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Now that we're clear, I challenge that argument by presenting evidence that that's not the case. Why? Because these verses came down in year 9 when Muslims were being directly threatened by the Romans. The context of the revelation of these verses is that Muslims were being threatened. You question me, where is it? Show me. You're a liar. When I started looking into Bukhari, he said, he's not going to find it. It's not there. He's a liar. It's not there. He's never going to find it. When I read it in black and white, Daniel switched the discussion again. Wait. Daniel switched the discussion again and went back to jizya. No, it's jizya. So, ladies and gentlemen,
the topic is jizya.
Wait, okay, I'm coming to that. Now to jizya. Why jizya? Now, jizya, Daniel has claimed repeatedly, I have already dismantled his thesis on whether Muslims are commanded to kill any non-believer simply by the fact that he's a non-believer. This is a lie. I have already given the evidence that Muslims, when they fought, no, don't shout. Let me finish. I know it's getting frustrating. I know it's frustrating.
No, can you respond to what Muhammad said?
Yes, I will. Daniel, every single word you will raise. So long as we can have a civil discussion.
I want to have a civil discussion. Can you respond to what Muhammad said?
By Allah, I will do it. By Allah, I will do it. Let me clarify the context. Let me clarify. So the discussion boils down to Daniel's thesis that Muslims in these verses are simply commanded to fight any disbeliever, especially in particular the people of the book, the Jews and Christians, right? That's Daniel's thesis. And humiliate them by charging them jizya. That's also Daniel's thesis. The first thesis I have dismantled. That was not the case. Allah is not commanded to fight. Allah is not commanding us to fight any non-Muslim indiscriminately. Rather, Allah commanded in those particular verses to fight the Romans and the Jewish tribes because both of these forces were hostile to Muslims. And he asked me for the evidence. I read the evidence in black and white in Bukhari. It's clearly there that Muslims were threatened to an extent that they were in fear. Muslims in Medina in the year 9, they were in fear. I read it in black and white. He's saying no problem. He doesn't have to accept. I leave it to the Christian audiences. I gave the references. Bukhari, hadith number 4,319, if I'm not wrong. Sorry?
I think it's 5,000.
No, 4,319.
Nothing to do with jizya.
No problem.
Okay,
why? Okay, I agree. That particular hadith has nothing to do with jizya. I'm agreeing with Daniel. To make this discussion fruitful, we have to be civil with each other. Okay, I agree with Daniel.
What was the original topic?
Okay, the original topic is that Muslims are commanded to fight the non-Muslims indiscriminately because of their religion and humiliate them with jizya.
That's not original.
Okay, I just confirmed the thesis with you. I asked you, what's your thesis? I asked you, your thesis is that yes, Muslims are commanded to fight indiscriminately any non-Muslim because he doesn't believe. Number one. Number two, and charge them jizya to humiliate them. You said yes, that's my thesis.
It's not.
Is that what you heard?
It's not any person. The Quran.
Is that what you heard? Did I confirm that?
The Quran says Jews.
Did I confirm that? You're a Christian. Did I confirm that with him?
Adnan.
Yes.
The Quran,
And he said yes. Yes.
Hello. The Quran says Jews and Christians.
Yes.
That's not anybody. That is Jews and Christians.
That's right.
Okay.
And the verse before the Quran talks about mushrikeen, pagans.
Talking about Surah 929.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying
Now
there's a context.
Now deal with the humiliation part.
Yes, let's talk about it. So it's clear
I
now,
need to know what
I am challenging, what I'm dealing with.
I've repeated it so many times.
Daniel, is that your thesis?
My thesis
Yes.
is jizya payment is for humiliation.
Okay.
And Romans never came to attack Muhammad.
Okay.
Muhammad went to attack them because they didn't believe in Allah.
Pull your zip up, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so initially earlier when I asked Daniel whether his thesis is, and he read the verse 929 again and again to make what point? He read the verse to make the point that here Muslims are being commanded, and he read it word by word very clearly, that Muslims are being commanded to fight people because they disbelieve. Is that your thesis? Do you stand by it or do you abandon it? I just want to know.
Can you respond?
I will respond. Daniel.
I read Surah 929
is that? I hope this camera is recording today and it's not cut out. Okay, thank you. Can you put the complete debate online? Don't cut and paste. This is for your audiences,
Adnan.
Christian audiences. We want them to see this.
Humiliation.
Right.
Can you respond to
Daniel,
the humiliation part, please?
Daniel, by Allah, I swear by God, before I go, I will answer every single one of your questions. I want to know, do you abandon your initial thesis, which was Muslims are being commanded in this verse to fight anyone who disbelieves. By the virtue of the disbelief, Muslims have to fight them. That's your thesis, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, what is it?
Over and over again.
Okay, what is it?
It's Jews and Christians.
Okay, Jews and Christians.
Fight those who don't believe in Allah.
Yes.
Surah 929 starts like that.
Okay.
And then it's talking about the Jews and Christians in the same ayah.
Yes.
And you make them pay jizya for humiliation.
Good.
Now answer that part,
okay,
please.
so there are 2 points. There are 2 points in this verse you're making, if I understand you correctly. Number 1 point is the Jews and Christians are to be fought by the Muslims.
Because we don't believe in Allah?
Yes. You stand by that?
Yeah.
And I have already dismantled that.
You haven't.
Okay, let me explain
on what
why.
Basis did you dismantle that?
Because I dismantled it on the basis that the context in year 9, when these verses were revealed by the Prophet of Islam, we are told by our sources overwhelmingly that the Jews and the Christians were threatening the Muslims. They were threatening their existence, right? Okay.
He said Jews and the Christians were threatening the Muslims.
Okay.
Where?
I have already shown Christians in Bukhari. Yes.
No, you haven't.
Who are the who?
Sure, can you take it out again?
Okay.
Can you take it out again?
Okay.
And then read it, because you didn't show us how the Christians were threatening the Muslims. You never said that.
Okay. Who were Ghassan? Who were the people of Ghassan?
Read it. They're not people of the book.
Who were the people of Ghassan?
Just read it, please.
Okay. Who were the people of Ghassan?
Read it.
Okay. Daniel, can you make that? Can you repeat the question? I want you to show me where it says the Christians were threatening the Muslims.
Christians and Jews.
Okay.
Went to,
let me show you Christians and we'll show you
Romans,
Jews.
including Rome, because that was your rhetoric. Went to attack Muhammad. That's the reason why Muhammad went to attack.
Okay. That's fine. So the question is clear. I need to show you that the Christians were threatening Muslims. Yes? Okay. In the report.
And then the second part is jizyas for humiliation. This is what Muhammad said. Don't run away from that too. Answer both of them.
In the hadith, it clearly stated that I am to show you who the Ghassan are. I'm in Wikipedia to show
me the hadith, please.
The hadith says Ghassan were threatening.
Can you read the hadith, please?
Do you know the hadith?
I am begging you to read the hadith.
Do you know the hadith?
I want the Christians to know. I want the Christians. The reason why I'm killing my brain cells here. The reason why I'm killing my brain cells here and continuing with someone like that is because I love the Christian audiences. Wallahi, I love them. I want them to know the truth. There is no other reason. Otherwise, I would not waste my time in an unacademic discussion like this. I wouldn't. I'm only continuing because even if it's one person, even if it's one person who comes to truth by knowing what we have to say, It's enough for me.
So you
It's
disobey
enough for me.
Allah to obey
Yeah.
Allah.
Okay. So I have clearly shown.
Obey Allah to obey Allah.
Okay. I have clearly shown.
Quran clearly says
From
don't be
Bukhari.
friends with Christians and Jews.
Okay.
say that?
Now.
Surah 551.
Okay. So
now, can you show me where the Romans were attacking? Show me.
Did I read from Bukhari?
No, just read it.
Okay.
You read from Bukhari,
Okay.
but you didn't read
What-
on the basis of the topic.
Okay. What did I read from Bukhari?
You read something about someone attacking someone.
And who was that? Who were both
The
someone?
Ghassans, you said.
Okay.
That's what you said. Now, can you take it out and read it?
Daniel, wait. Step by step, please.
I don't want you to
make
ask me
it
questions.
Daniel.
No,
to make it fruitful, Daniel, why would you not get to the crux? Who are the Ghassan?
No, I don't care about that.
Who are the Ghassan?
Go and read it.
Who are the Ghassan?
What he's doing is he's moving from topic to topic.
How can I be moving? I am on the topic. I am on the topic. This guy's dancing around. You're doing this. I'm doing this. I'm not dancing around.
Okay, take it out and read it.
I'm asking you
I don't answer your question.
What did I read from Bukhari?
Just take it out.
Daniel, I'll take
I'm
it
not
out.
gonna answer it.
Daniel,
I'm not gonna
why
answer it.
not,
Read it.
Daniel? I want your audience to
Read
see
it.
your state,
Read
the
it.
state you're in right now. The state you're in right now. I don't blame you.
I'm gonna
I don't
stick
blame
with
you.
my original
I
topic.
blame the audience
I'm not
for
gonna
listening to people like
move
this.
From topic to topic.
What did I read from Bukhari? It's been recorded already. What did I read from Bukhari?
I'm not going to answer your question because you're
asking,
clearly deceiving people.
You're going to keep asking me 3 times, 4 times, keep reading it. I read Ibn Kathir last time. You asked me to read it again. I read it.
Why did you take your phone
You
out?
asked me the evidence.
Why did you take your phone out?
You asked me for the evidence. Where were the Romans threatening the Muslims? I read a direct evidence from Bukhari. I read a direct report from Bukhari where Omar clearly states that we were being threatened to an extent
again, then.
that we were in a state
Read
of
it
fear.
again. If you're truthful, read it again. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? Read it again.
That's how the battery died. In the crucial moment, the battery died.
Don't worry about it. Now, you know why I'm still continuing here? I really want the Christians to see this. I really want you to see this. By Allah, you listen to people like
want
this
the audience to
and
see.
believe their rhetoric against
Islam
Islam
is
and
false.
Muslims. Yeah.
You can't
Listen.
follow Islam.
How
It's a
can?
false
Okay.
religion. Now take it out and read what you read earlier on, please.
I will read again. And guess what? When I will read it, he will say that has nothing to do with jizya. And I agree. It has nothing to do with jizya. What is the point I'm making? I'm making a point to dismantle his first thesis. He's making 2 points from that verse. Point number 1, Muslims are commanded to fight the Jews and Christians just because they are Jews and Christians. Number 1. That's the first point he's making. I am dismantling that point by giving evidence that that's not the case. Muslims are commanded to fight those who are fighting you, right? Those who do not fight you, be kind to them, be just to them, be merciful to them. Where is the evidence of that? The same Quran, chapter 60, verse 8. Take it out, I'll read it. Chapter 60, verse 8.
Make sure the battery hasn't died for the
The
camera.
verse doesn't say that. Surah 9:29 says, fight those who don't believe.
If your battery
In
dies,
Allah.
Okay.
we'll give
How
you the
many
clip.
times shall I repeat? Why are you interrupting?
If your battery dies, we'll give you the
Why
clip.
is this guy interrupting?
Non-believers, those. But you're
Why?
people of the book.
How did the battery die?
By the way, he's the one that challenged me to debate this. And he can't
Ladies and
debate it,
gentlemen,
so he brought this
here is
guy
the
in.
verse in question. Here is the
Now
verse
he's
in question. Wait. Chapter 60, verse
you go to
8.
chapter 60?
I'll tell you why.
Oh my Lord.
I'll tell you. To dismantle your first thesis. To dismantle your first thesis.
My thesis
Yeah.
is Surah 9:29.
No,
Not
your
Surah 60.
from the verse, you're making 2 points. Point number 1 you made.
They're both related.
Yeah, the point number 1 you made was that Muslims are commanded to fight the Jews and Christians just because they are Jews and Christians. Point number 2 you made was Muslims are commanded to charge jizya to humiliate them. I'm dealing with point number 1. Once it's been dealt with, we're going to move on to the second point. Point number 1, that Muslims are commanded to fight the Jews and Christians just because they are Jews and Christians. Chapter 60 of the same Quran, verse number 8, states,
Listen carefully.
and listen carefully, the English translation, chapter 60, verse 8, Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of your religion and do not expel you from your homes.
That's right.
From being righteous towards them and acting justly towards them. Indeed, Allah loves those who are just.
Verse 9.
Verse
Next one.
8, And
Reading 5.
Go to 9 here, 9 here.
okay, verse the
No,
next.
it's 9. Read that. And now we're going to give it a bit of context.
And
Make sure the barrier hasn't died.
Adnan is listening to Ali
yes,
Dawa.
I have it.
Can you imagine?
Read verse 9. Read verse 9.
So I read verse number 8, where Allah tells us that Allah commands you to be kind and just.
8 or verse 5?
Verse 8.
What's this?
This means wait. This means wait.
In Italy, you know what that means?
I don't know. I don't care about it.
Don't do this. The audience are all over the world, yeah? So be careful what you're
Among
doing.
the Arabs, it means patience.
In India means food, yeah?
Among the Arab means a moment. Daqiqa means 1 minute.
So you're just referring to the Arabs, yeah?
Yes.
No Italians, no Indians.
Sorry.
One audience only.
Any Italians watching, if I offended you, I'm sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well done.
I take this back.
Well done.
Okay.
Go on now.
Right. Now, in verse number 8, chapter 60, Allah tells us that Allah does not forbid you from being kind and just to those who do not fight you for your religion and do not drive you out of your homes. So what is the issue here? Issue is violence. When you face violence, you defend yourselves. But when you are not facing violence with non-Muslims, kind and just. Two words in this one. Kind and just. Verse number 9. Next. Allah only forbids you from those who fight you because of your religion and expel you from your homes and aid in your expulsion, that you make allies of them, and whoever makes allies of them, then it is those who are the wrongdoers. So Allah is talking about which non-Muslims, which disbelievers? Allah is talking about those disbelievers, those who are fighting you and killing you and driving you out. Those who do not fight you. Wait, I'm finishing. Daniel, I'm finishing. I know. When we are getting somewhere, it becomes long.
You got somewhere already. That's it. You made your claim.
Daniel, I'm finishing.
You made your claim.
Daniel, I'm
You put
finishing.
yourself into the
Daniel,
ditch.
I'm finishing.
You put
I'm
yourself.
finishing. Daniel, I'm
Let me
finishing.
take you out of the ditch.
I don't want you.
put yourself
Let me
into the
die.
ditch.
Let me
I
die.
don't want you to die. I don't want you to die.
Okay.
Ali Dawa's done his janaza.
Okay.
I don't want you to do it.
Okay.
So the point
Daniel,
here
I'm
is,
not finished.
Why are you
I am not
going-
finished. Why would Daniel do this?
Adnan,
He
because
wouldn't let me finish my
because
point.
you're lying.
Why? Here in this verse, or in these two
Because you're
verses,
diverting.
chapter 60.
You're diverting.
No.
from the main topic.
I am directly.
Jizya.
Now jizya.
Payment.
The first point is gone now. Jizya.
What do you
It's
mean,
jumping to
jizya?
the second point.
What was the debate?
I hope the Christians are
What was the
watching.
debate, Ali Dawa?
I hope the
What was
Christians
debate?
are watching.
Jizya.
I hope what's
That
happening.
wasn't jizya. 60
Okay.
is not jizya.
Okay.
Chapter 60 is jizya?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen,
He said chapter 6 is jizya.
Daniel.
Ali, now why are you lying?
Wait, Daniel, when he's silent. Ladies
No,
and gentlemen,
you need
those
to stick with the topic.
I will, Daniel. When I finish, you can talk, and I won't interrupt you.
Bro, how long do you need?
1 more minute. Finish it.
Watch this, yeah? Watch this. 1 more minute.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Daniel is very disturbed. Very disturbed.
time is there.
I
Time
clarified
is there.
again before I started quoting these verses from chapter 60 of the Quran. I made it very clear that Daniel is making 2 points from Surah 9, verse 29. Point number 1 is that Muslims are commanded to fight the Jews and Christians just because they are Jews and Christians. The second point he was making was that they are to be charged jizya to humiliate them. And Daniel confirmed both these points. The reason why I quoted these verses, chapter 60, verse 8 and verse 9, is to show you how wrong Daniel is about our faith and our understanding of the Quran, because those verses are about Romans. 9:29 is about those people who are hostile to you, and I've given evidence from Bukhari, from Ibn Kathir, and if he lets me talk, I will give more evidence. Now we will jump to the second point, which is jizya. But when I deal with the first point, he goes, no. Second point, jizya. This is what's happening. No, that's it. Yeah.
Well
respond.
done for keeping with the time.
Yes.
So, Surah 9:29 was the topic. You went to Surah 60, verse 5 to 9, whatever.
Verse 8 to 9.
8 to 9, yeah? That's not the context of Surah 9:29. It's very like boggling in my mind how you go to Surah 60 from Surah 9. The hadith says in Sahih al-Bukhari 4364 that Surah 9 was the last chapter to be revealed by Allah.
You're making my point.
What chapter is Surah 9? The fighting chapter, which abrogates all the peaceful chapters, according to Ibn Kathir. And I gave you the sources last week. So now I want you to deal with the topic at hand, please. Surah 9:29, for the benefit of the audience, I'll read it. It says, fight those who do not believe in Allah. It doesn't say fight those who are fighting you. Open your mind, Muslims, please. And then it says,
Let him finish.
those who don't believe in the last day and in the messenger and in the religion of the
Don't worry
Jews,
about it. Don't worry about
from among the scripture, which are the Jews and the Christians, until they pay the jizya and feel themselves subdued. And then Muhammad went on to say, jizya payment is for humiliation. So, Adnan, stop going to Surah 60, where it's been abrogated, according to Sahih al-Bukhari 4364. Deal with Surah 929. Deal with Sahih al-Bukhari 5588, where Muhammad says for humiliation. Deal with that.
Okay.
And then take out that hadith you said you read. Take it out and read it again.
Okay.
Do you understand my point?
Yes, I do.
Are you sure?
100%.
You have 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. Daniel just made a claim that verse, chapter 60, verse 8 and 9 has been abrogated according to Bukhari. Daniel is an outright liar. I'll ask Daniel to now pull that out and show me where the Bukhari says that verse has been abrogated. Show me now.
He's in trouble now.
Sir, can you
No. Everyone's
moving
watching.
away. You're moving
No.
away.
Everyone's watching.
You're moving away.
No.
Give up 1 minute. Give up 1 minute. All the time in the
Ladies and gentlemen, I request, did you hear Daniel saying that this verse has been abrogated according to Bukhari? No, according to Bukhari. Did you hear him? Did you hear him? I want him to now pull it out. Okay. Show me.
I'm not going to show you now.
Show me.
Answer the question. I will show you.
Make sure the battery don't
I
die.
will show
Make
you.
sure the battery
Calm
don't die.
yourself down.
Every time.
I will
Make
show
sure the
you.
battery don't
The
die.
reason why you're asking me that is because you're cornered. Answer the question.
Yes.
Answer the question. You're cornered again.
He doesn't even want to record anymore. He's like
You're
this.
cornered again. Answer the question.
Can you make sure?
Answer.
I will.
That was a side point I made,
Okay.
and I've got the reference.
That was
to
a
say.
side point he made.
Show me the nucleus
That
of
was
the argument here is jizya.
Okay.
Don't move it. I made a side point, and then you run with the side point. I can show it to you.
Okay, Daniel.
But that's diverting
Daniel,
too much.
every time you ask me to show something, when I made a claim, I pulled it out and I showed it to you.
On jizya, on the claim, on the topic.
Okay, no, Daniel, listen. You are making 2 claims from the verse. You keep reading the verse to make 2 claims. Number 1 is that Muslims are commanded to fight the Jews and Christians just because they are Jews and Christians. Number 1. Number 2 point number 2 is that they are commanded to charge jizya to humiliate them. We are still on point 1. I will happily, by Allah, I swear by God, I will happily deal with the second point as well.
You can't.
Once we have dealt with the first point, Daniel is struggling on the very first point of the thesis. I'm asking him to substantiate that point. I have given evidence as to why this verse was revealed. 929 in year 9 of the Prophet's life.
Take it out and read it again.
Not Prophet's life.
You're
Prophet's.
lying. You're lying. Take it out and read it again.
Okay, I will.
Go on.
Let me finish. Daniel, it's my time.
No, read it then.
Okay.
Don't worry, you get more time.
Daniel, is my
You
time.
get more time. No
Daniel, is my time.
Take it out and read it.
Okay.
Take it out and read it.
Okay. I hope both of these Christian cameras put the entire debate
battery.
completely. Okay. Don't make any excuse. My battery died. I lost the footage.
We'll give you the clip.
Yeah, we'll give you the clip.
You know what, you're an
If you lose it,
expert
we'll give it to you.
about
Okay.
battery, but
Okay.
you
Wait.
can't talk about jizya.
Now, Daniel. I dismantle your first point. I dismantle your first point by giving the evidence from the Quran. He claimed this verse has been abrogated. And amazingly, the verse is saying what? Those who fight you, fight them. Even chapter 60, verse number 8 is not in any shape or form abrogating the verse in Surah 9 where Allah says fight those who do not believe. Why? Who is Allah talking about? Allah explains who? The people of the book. Who were the people of the book? In this case, the Jewish tribes and the Romans, who were hostile. Both forces were hostile. Now wait.
Say clearly how the Quran
Jews and
says
Christians. Jews and Christians.
Yes.
Jews and Christians. Okay. Wait.
Jews and, I'm not
Jews
talking
and Christians.
to you, I'm talking to him.
Yeah. Jews and Christians. Now, I made it clear from the Quran. In chapter 2 of the Quran, verse 190, 191, and 192. Chapter 2. Another verse where Allah says the same thing. Those who fight you, fight them. Those who fight you, fight them. Those, wait. Daniel, I'm not diverting. How is this diverting?
What you're showing here is there are contradictions in the Quran.
No. What I'm showing is.
When I say something else,
what?
Surah 60 says something else. Surah
Daniel,
2 says something.
is it my time? Daniel, is it my time?
Deal with Surah 929.
I'm Daniel. Can I finish? Daniel, I will let you talk freely.
I don't miss. That's not the point.
Okay.
The point is, stick with the topic.
The Quran is full of verses.
I was very expert at the background.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why is Daniel having problem in proving the first point of his thesis? Why? Because he is reading a verse of the Quran solitarily. Wait. He is reading it on his own. Like, for example, if I went to the Bible, I gave this example last week. If I went to the Bible, and if I read a verse in the Bible where in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 15, where God commands the Israelites to go into the city of Amalekites, kill men, women, children, suckling infants, and kill camels and donkeys. Kill everything that's alive. In the Bible, the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 3. Now, if I was to read that verse solitarily and come to the Christians and say, you are a bunch of barbarians, right? You believe in this. This is a book you believe in. This is a book you believe in. And for that reason, what would Daniel do in that case? Daniel will say, Daniel will do two things. Daniel will call me a liar. And at the same time, he will explain, no, we don't believe in that anymore. That's the old covenant. Now we have the new covenant. Okay.
Are you saying I only read Surah 929? Is that what you're saying?
No, yes.
So I didn't give no Tafsir ibn Kathir, I didn't give no Sahih al-Bukhari. That's what you're saying.
It doesn't support, anything doesn't support you. None of these things support you.
It's not tafsir.
But I'm talking, I know.
When Muhammad talked about jizya,
Yeah. Now coming to jizya. Now it is clear that the first thesis of Daniel has been dismantled. I'm not going to spend more time on that, right? It has been dismantled. You want to stay on it?
whenever he says
You want to
that,
stay on
he
it?
goes strong.
Yeah.
Nearly 1.5 hours.
Okay. So we need to summarize. We need to summarize the
No,
discussion.
talk about jizya. You
Now,
still going to respond, isn't it?
With regards
Muhammad said about
to
jizya.
with regards to jizya,
2 minutes.
with regards to jizya, it is very clear in the verse that jizya is being charged
Sorry.
to those.
Can you move a little bit to the right, please?
Jizya is being charged to those who are mentioned in the verse, the people of the book. Okay. Now, jizya mentions this verse mentions the word saghirun, which means they are subdued. They are completely subdued politically, militarily, you name it. They're subdued. They do not have the ability to fight you or threaten you to kill you again. So wherever the Jews and Christians are, first of all, those Jews and Christians who lived with the Muslims after these verses were revealed. After these verses were revealed, how many years did Jews and Christians live with Muslims is the question. For over 1,000 years, Bernard Lewis, who died last month, aged 101, a Zionist Jewish historian who advised the state of Israel as well as the White House. He wrote a book titled, I know it hurts.
Please.
It hurts.
Jizya.
Jizya is coming to jizya. I'm coming to jizya.
Go to it straight away. Even the Muslims are sleeping.
Okay.
Go to it straight away, please.
Bernard Lewis in this book.
Bernard Lewis.
Yes. Check it.
Bernard Lewis has got to do with the jizya.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Bernard Lewis states in this book, titled The Jews of Islam, he states, for over 1,000 years, most of the planet's Jews, they lived under the Muslims. They lived under the Muslims willingly. When they were persecuted by the Christians, they ran towards the Muslim lands. They lived under the Ottomans, they lived under the Ayyubids, and in the early period they lived under the Umayyads and the Abbasids. Now the question is, if we follow Daniel's understanding of the jizya verses, that they are to be humiliated. Now the question is, Daniel keeps claiming humiliation. Okay, what? Okay.
That's what your prophet said.
Okay, fine.
Let's respond to it.
Let's see.
I'm giving you the sources.
Let's see. Okay.
Sahih
Put it out in the Arabic language.
Sahih al-Bukhari.
Humiliation is an English word, right?
55.
Okay, yeah.
Chapter 88.
What is the hadith number in Sahih Bukhari?
No, when you write Sahih al-Bukhari,
Yeah.
book 55, chapter 88, it will come out.
Oh, we'll come
I
to
just
it.
wanted
now.
to deal with that.
Yeah, of course, we'll deal with it. So the question is now, how do you humiliate someone who has been appointed a prime minister? Let me explain. If Jews are to be humiliated by Muslims, according to Daniel's understanding, my question is, how do we humiliate a prime minister after appointing him as a prime minister? What am I talking about? I'm talking about Abdurrahman III, the most powerful king in Western Europe in the 10th century, governing the Umayyad Empire of Spain, when he was governing in Spain, right? And he was Umayyad, and he was governing by Sharia. He was governing by the Islamic law. And guess who was the prime minister of the state? Who was the prime minister? The prime minister was a Jewish man called Hasdai.
This is called critical study. What is he saying? He's answering a question.
You don't know anything.
Hasdai. Okay. No.
Just move to the right, please, and just stay there, please.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
Wait. My question is now, let's assume Daniel is right. Can you let me do it, brother? Yeah. Let's assume Daniel is correct. That Muslims, the first thesis is out of the question. It has been dealt with, the first point. Now the second point, he's making that we are to humiliate the Jews and Christians. Let's assume. Okay. Let's assume you're right.
No, can you take
Let's
it
assume
out?
Let's assume you're right. I'm helping you. I'm helping you to
take it out?
I'm helping you to save me. I'm helping you to save me from the ditch. Let's assume Daniel is right. I'm asking you, how do you humiliate a prime minister who is Jewish under a Sharia state?
Are you diverting?
No.
Are you diverting?
Direct question. If your understanding is correct, and they were ulama in Spain from the Maliki madhab. Okay, when Abdurrahman III was ruling, there were thousands of scholars of Islam.
Can I read it?
Would they ever allow a Jewish prime minister?
Arnan, you are asking...
If Daniel's understanding is correct.
Wait, Arnan, you are asking this question...
I don't know.
...to Muhammad, not to me. Yes. Your Prophet Muhammad
The point I'm making is your understanding of Muhammad is wrong.
Okay, show me...
You see a Muhammad. When the Christian missionaries see a Muhammad, they're seeing a Muhammad with a sword, with long teeth, with a big turban on his head, okay, with a big belly, and he's waving the sword like that. That's the Muhammad they know. And I'll tell you the Muhammad we know. The Muhammad we know is the loving, compassionate, tolerant,
The one who killed Jews and Christians?
a husband, a father.
Jews and Christians?
No, the one who said,
The one who had sex with a 9-year-old? He's very loving, isn't he?
oh, come on.
you don't like this, do you? You don't like this.
Come on.
you don't like it too.
Now,
Can
Daniel.
you respond to this one?
No.
You want a civilized debate?
No. This is not a civilized debate.
Answer this question.
You threw questions in. What you do is you throw questions in and you walk away. You run away. You want to run away from questions.
No, Daniel.
I challenge any Christian debater on the planet to talk to me on the issue of 9. That Aisha was 9 years old. Okay.
Now he wants to run on the side points.
No.
He never talks about
You mentioned
the
it.
nucleus. I mentioned it because you're talking about Muhammad as some good person.
Okay, before, okay, very quick, because he threw it in. He mentioned it, so it needs to be addressed for the audience, right? He mentioned this. Oh my God, Muhammad had a 9-year-old wife. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now, I want to ask a question now. Daniel, where do you come from, Daniel?
Justifying it.
Where do you come from
I'm
originally?
not gonna answer that
Daniel,
question, 'cause you're
Daniel,
diverting.
wait, no, Daniel.
I'm not gonna pay with your diversion.
Daniel, where do you come from originally?
Jizya,
Daniel,
answer jizya,
Daniel.
humiliation.
Don't mention these things then.
Humiliation.
If you don't have the guts to handle them.
Listen.
Daniel, where do you come from?
You know what Missionaries
Daniel, where do you come from? Originally, where do you come from? Where do you come from? Ethiopian?
What's that got to do with
Ethiopian.
كتاب الله دستوري كتاب الله دستوري وخير الخلق أسوتنا
بسنته